Hello again, Boston, Massachusetts in general. It's sad tidings that I'm once again addressing this issue with you about the dangerous breed dogs known as pit bulls, because apparently one just killed its owner in Boston. And the husband tried to intervene, tried to save her. Even then, both of them struggling, were unable to control their pet. And this really helps to illustrate how powerful these dogs are, how dangerous they are, that their own owners are falling to this breed. And then the media goes out and they interview everyone who lived around them. And the whole neighborhood was just terrified of the dogs the whole time, right? Like, people are afraid to walk down their street to take their pet for a walk because whoever has four powerful, mean, angry dogs. And this is not one of those instances where people are like, well, it's the owner, right? Like, we know pit bulls are not about the owner. They're pit bulls. They're not nanny dogs, right? The people, honest to God, believe that these things were designed to watch small babies. That's how good the propaganda is. Not to mention, you have a lot of folks who end up with the dogs who have mental health issues because they give the dogs away to free to literally anyone. We're not seeing people in brownstones with pit bulls. We're seeing people with no assets who have these very dangerous dogs. And then when somebody does get hurt, because the folks who own the dogs are judgment proof, there's no justice at the end of the day. The state government, the city government needs to step up and do something here. Certainly at a minimum, every pit bull in the city and the pit mixes should be required, the owners, to have insurance on the dogs. That way, if somebody does get hurt, that there will at least be recourse. And certainly usually it's not people being harmed or killed, it's other people's pets. And when that happens, though, the dog owners just run off, unless it happens to be a situation like this that occurs on that property. And then homeowners insurance rates are going to skyrocket for everyone, who has a dog in the city. It's just ridiculous, and something needs to be done. But nothing will be done. We'll continue to watch more people being killed. And there's not a lot of sympathy for the poor lady who lost her life. People have to remember, the shelters, the Humane Society, they are lying to potential adopters. People walk in, and the shelters, they have nothing but pit bulls. This is the same across the country. They're desperate to get rid of the dogs because many of the people who work in the shelters, they have really huge hearts, but their brains are not the biggest, right? Like, they are not concerned with the well-being of the people where this dog will go to live, in the community or in the household, if there are children, if there are elderly people. They are not forthright and truthful about the true nature of dangerous breed dogs. And they have people taking the dogs home thinking that they're the equivalent of a golden retriever, when they are most certainly not. So, I certainly hope something gets done, but I guess probably not. We'll have this discussion again in a few months. So, tragic, sad news all around. And I feel bad for the neighbors who are oftentimes around these very dangerous dogs living in fear. There's no advocate for them. Nobody cares. It's sad. It's pathetic. It's ridiculous.